so a fair amount of tidying up later, particularly around the bolt holes. Again, not perfect, but damn sight better than they were. Time to start spraying. So that's the first, well, I suppose, dry coat of black going on. All slung up and good to go. And a dog in the background. Cheers. Right, so I suppose that's first wet coat on. It's looking good. It's an odd little blemish that I can't quite track down where it's come from, but frankly the marbling effect that I put on it is going to obscure a lot of that, so I'm not overly concerned. A bit annoyed, but not overly concerned. Ooh, come on, focus. Excellent. Thanks. Okay, so that's 3 coats, wet coats. Just leaving that to cure a little bit. I'm going to give it a slight rub down with as high a grit as I have, and then chuck some of that silver detailing on it. But I need to let that have a half decent cure first before I go near it with anything at all. Okay, so final coat of black on and my silver detailing. Gone a bit heavier this time, so I want to get more colour. More colour on it. So yeah, looking good. I forgot how much I enjoy doing this. Yeah, I'm going to let that dry and then start hitting it with the candy coat. So one quick coat down, looking a bit pink, and this colour does. I was really concerned when I first see it, thinking I'm going to have a pink bike, but no, deepens and darkens off with more coats, but it's looking nice and flat so far. The important bit with this clear coat, with this candy spray, is it is a lacquer, so you need lots of thin layers. If you go thick, it's just going to run. So yeah, thin coats, bit of a delay between coats, and let it build to a right colour. Don't get concerned that the colour looks really strange when you first put it on, because it will. Cheers. Okay, so coat 2, and yes, darkening off nicely. It's getting there. I think another 2 or 3 coats. I've dug out the mudguard just to try and match them off a little bit, so still looking a bit light and pink, and obviously that's a lot deeper and redder, so needs a bit more. Cool. And there we have coat 4, which I don't think is a long way off. Yeah, I think maybe another 1 or 2. They're looking good. Yep, getting there. And there we go, final top coat done. And actually drying really quick. I have managed to chuck this up in the airing cupboard, which will probably help, but even with no finishing on it at all, it's pretty gleaming already. I get some weird crackling effect, but you know, don't forget the seat goes over that, so I'm really not bothered, but it just seems a little bit strange as to why it's done it there and not anywhere else. I don't know. I'll have to look back at my footage, see if I did anything different on the edges there. I know I was less concerned with them because, exactly as I say, the lip of the seat goes over that. So yeah, that's fine. So look at that, good enough to get a reflection of the table on it already. I'm going to let that cure properly before I go anywhere near it with sandpaper, but I'll dig out the spray that I'm using. It's drying so much quicker than the other stuff. Yeah, I might even see if I can find a link to put at the bottom, because it's, you know, it's a straight eBay purchase, but it's brilliant. I love it. It sprays really well. Don't get me wrong, you need to be a little bit careful. It is a lacquer, but it sprays really well and dries so much quicker than the other stuff that I've used. Right, love that. Looks great. Let's let it cure. Right, just while I think of it, this is the stuff that I've used this time round, cam brush. I will put a link at the bottom because actually it's quite cheap as well, which is nice, but uncrack and petrol resistant. Now I do have some metal sheets. I think I might do it as a separate video, so have a look around on my channel, see if you can find it, but I will do a petrol resistance test on what I've done so far. But this stuff is fab. Did void run strips apply several thin coats rather than one heavy coat, which is generally good advantage. Additional coverage with personally apply within 4 hours to avoid lifting. Yeah, guidance on timings there, but effectively it's been really handy actually having bits that you're not going to see, because I can actually test to see whether or not it's dry, and it's dry. I'm pushing my finger in, I'm not leaving any fingerprints, so I'm quite content. I'm just going to put that away somewhere safe to cure out completely. And a little bit of polishing later. Looking good. Looking really good actually, I have to say. I'm normally my own biggest critic, but that looks pretty sweet. I've just put my big Velcro away, so that's on the industrial Velcro now, so it will come off and not destroy the whole thing. But yeah, that looks pretty awesome, I think. As ever, it ain't perfect, but it's not far off. Yeah, like that. Happy with that. Right, I'm not sure we're going to get the full effect of it because it's dark o'clock, but let's check it on the bike. Okay, so probably the first real look at what it might look like in the end. And I am loving that. I'll take my big horrible light with me. It flattens things out way too much. Yeah, liking that. Liking that a lot. Let me get around the other side. Oh. Just contort myself around the diversion without falling over the engine bars. Yeah, that's looking good, particularly when you tie in some of that red on the front as well. That's going to look like an absolute beast. Oh, dust everywhere, really dusty garage. Yeah, I'm glad I kept with that idea for the shape. Get how that's going to look. I've stuck some black on the underframe, on the metal frame. That's just drying off at the moment, so that should look and feel a little bit better. I'm just about to order a number plate for it. I'll go for a smaller one like I've got on the bobber. For no other reason, if I put a full size one on there, it'll probably just rub against the rubber more than anything else. But I'm going to give that a go and see if it will work there. I think it will. I hope it will, because it's just going to look a little bit odd otherwise. But that is the beginning of the look on the bike, which is going to be absolutely freaking unique, because nothing else is going to look like this. But I'm really liking that. Right, what next? The slightly deeper stuff now. I'm making sure it works. I've got a instrument panel for it, so I've got a speedo for it, or a clock, or whatever you want to call it. I just need to work out how the hell you wire it in, which could be an interesting one to watch. Let's see what I've got. Oh yeah, there's the old one. I haven't actually shown any of this yet. That's the one that came with it, which is actually quite nice, and I quite like it, but the wires are all pulled out the back and I can't get in it to fix it, so that's unfortunately gash. What I've got is the world's largest mess of wires. I'm starting to work it out as I go through. Effectively, what have I got so far? Well, I've got a plug of 6 3x3 with one wire hanging out of it. Looking at the existing speedometer, that must be the gears, and the one that is out must be the neutral, so that's the one wire I know that's going on. That's the main wire, the main junction into the bike. That's what I've unplugged, and that's the mess that was vaguely attached to it. So so what, I've got a speedo. I'm going to sit with it this evening, try and work out what goes to what, and try and label it up, certainly on the speedo end, and then start jumping around the internet and finding out what the wiring is on this end. And obviously I want to swap that wire, the light out, for the different one. Right, cool. That'll do me for now. Thanks very much all. I really hope you're enjoying this. If you are, please subscribe or share or do whatever, or just keep watching. I'm not trying to get the world supply of subscribers in the world. I'm not trying to monetize this or do anything fun. Or do it fun, anything funky with it. I just quite enjoy doing it, and it's cathartic, particularly in these difficult COVID related times. Cool, thanks very much all. I will catch you later on.